I know I wanted to talk about my problems with Stick War. Problem is, I did write a whole script, but I feel like if I read it purely, then I just sound like a robot reading something. So if I do sound like that, I am so sorry. Let's see here. I seriously wish there was a new difficulty for Stick War Legacy. Insane is insane for a reason, and it's hard enough for most players, but there's a nice chunk of the community that's played Insane to the point it currently is. What I mean by that is probably I've played it to the point where it's become the new normal mode. I don't. I barely ever play a difficulty lower than that. Right, what is it? Insane has a 1.5 times multiplier to the enemy's HP and damage, also tweak its AI a bit. I think it could go up to a 1.6 times multiplier. Having it go up too high would make enemies too much of a damage punch, would make the camping a lot more of a slog. Kind of similar to Stick War 3, because of the amount of levels that you have in the campaign. It doesn't help that a couple of them feel a bit overkill. Looking at you, level 9. You can also have the AI be similar to Stick Empires, where the economy is ever just so slightly better than the players. Which, if you're going to scale for campaign, probably won't be too easy. I know it would be a bit difficult to scale that, considering the enemies in general already steadily get stronger throughout its campaign. Why didn't that anything else after that? This script sucks! If you go to bonus levels can also have extra conditions tied to them, such as bonus level 1 giving the enemy an elite magic collect you usually see from weekly missions, or extra enemy spawns that periodically attack you. I know Savage has that, but it's only like 4 to like max 5 sword draft maybe. Then they just stop altogether. Like they can do a lot more. Plus, they don't even use giants, despite being right next to no man's land. Let's see what's else. I lost my train of thought. I really do think Legacy could do for a new and tougher difficulty, especially after the tournament rework that had initially had almost every final tournament player use a Griffin and Kyrider as part of their reinforcements. There's something relatively new I haven't seen before, whilst the two of them were being supported by other units. The difficulty could allow more of them to use more spell, could allow more tournament characters. Yeah, tournament characters use more spells, skin, and skin combinations to make them much more challenging. Do I have anything else to that? I think I do. Although, probably every single weekly mission would probably have to be tweaked as well, if there was a new difficulty. I just noticed they have pitchforks. That's pretty cool.
Attack.
Moving on to Endless Deads. Endless Deads really needs some more changes to it, or I should say changes to what the player can use. Once you get past Night 15, the Deads become too powerful to kill fast enough, and it becomes difficult to survive longer without using spells or power blaze. I would like to see Savage gain a % damage boost against Deads, so that can still be usable against Deads regardless of how powerful they are, especially when it's meant to be the anti-dead skin. On topic of skins, the Vamps immunity to poison feels really redundant. Especially when curing poison is easy as either being poison unit to garrison or people controlling to can be cured poison. That's what Lana gave Vamps better resistance to aspects of general. Oh, I gotta hurry, this thing's gonna update. Basically, why doesn't Vamp have better resistance to its statuses like burn and freeze, so that they take either less damage or have a shorter freeze duration? Am I? They're actually gonna do that. Basically, having it be resistant to both those stats would make it a lot more versatile and wanted to be used more often. I'm gonna go with Sword Rats and Archons for this. Just to be a bit lazy. Since this guy likes money so much. Another gripe I have with the current skin system is the salvage skin. I guess trying to be unique by being the trade-off skin of having your cheaper units have slightly less max HP, but at the point, most people would just use Leaf instead, especially when Leaf is only 100 gems per unit, compared to Salvagers being 2,000 per unit. Moving on to the skins, I know we're all starving for more PvE content, especially since they got rid of... Wait, let's talk about Stick 3, right? Since they got rid of Proving Grounds and the rotating daily missions, but the Shade campaign has me a bit concerned with how they're going with it. Since Shadow Wrath weren't available to the player right off the bat, and we couldn't even control any generals that were assisting us, will Shade also be limited in the campaign mode as well when it releases? It would be a real shame. In order to see her full potential, we would either have to buy her for like $5 brawlers or team up with someone random in campaign mode during one of those 2v2 battle segments. I just hope that after Shades... Never did. What have you thought about? I'm a bit stupid. After Shades campaign, the Chaos campaign would be a lot more entertaining than the Order one was. The first time through it, it was a decent amount of highlights, but repeat playthroughs became boring pretty quickly. Well, now we're moving on to PvP, which... Ooh, I have a lot to say about this. Stick Order's PvP became pretty still after so many odd balancing decisions and one-man army type units were added into the game. Earlier on in its lifespan, plenty of units in the roster were viable to use, and you could go pretty far with them. A lot of things that were busted today, like Spirits and Spawn, were much weaker back then. Tower, of course, wasn't too big of a concern for either side, and don't even get me started on Vault of the Bounty Nightmare that was Vault of Prudence. It got so bad that it switched from a normal card to a mythic, back to a normal card, and then back to a mythic again. We thought at the time would be the worst card to try and balance for a game. Then the true abuse of power of using control was realized, which is speed, damage, and unit distracting. They turned it into an upgrade, still busted. Turned it into a mythic, still busted, and now it's just a core part of the game. Skip ahead some years, and now we have the Balancing Nightmare of Rip Rider, Shadowwrath, and the Kai Rider. Rip Rider's not only tanked. Are you serious, kid? Spam a little more direction, fine. Now where was I? Rip Riders not only tank well due to them being fast, stun immune, high HP heavy units, but they also great at distracting enemy armies away. Shadowwrath are stacked DPS strong that shreds they're just about anything. Should probably get a Spear Nor Giant. Anyways. DPS storm that shreds through about anything. If you go against someone running a setup like that and you aren't, there's an 85% chance you lose due to the matchup alone. The Kai Rider is the new menace of the entire game's PvP scene. As a health pool, damage output, ability, instead of health pool can stack with not only monstrosity, but reanimation as well. Who needs a bunch of Spirits or Giants to tank for a ranged unit spam setup? We have a 2018 Mega Tank that can poison, damage, and stun units en masse. All for such a low population cost in comparison. And a gold/crystal cost too. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna balance that out. I thought Vault of Prudence would have been the worst of it. But here we are today. It's a shame that the Kai Rider will likely be looked back on hated by most due to how it impacted PvP. I love to look back and see how much he shook the game in terms of PvE, but you can't do that unless he's a modded client, which is not recommended, because the devs are actually on top of many people who use said modded clients and even cheat using abusable exploits in normal matches that don't require said modded client. PvP at this point has reached the play by the meta, die by the meta state. If you don't use Rip Rider, Shadowwrath, or Kai Rider, good luck trying to win any games. And that's about. Do I have anything to add on to that? Probably not. This is a bit awkward. I guess I'll just play out the rest of this tournament with live commentary. I don't know who I have for the... You know, I was really stressing out about recording this. Because like I said earlier, I didn't really want to sound like a robot reading off this, but all these... I think I just gotta read it off while playing something. Makes you sound a lot more authentic. I think this army's good enough.
Attack. Defend. Attack.
Just gotta force him to garrison, which should be really easy. And now I just win. This guy has a giant gold giant statue. I feel like he should have the gold Zerg statue. Seriously, it's expensive. Actually push him back. Real question is, will they destroy my statue or can I cheese this? Alright, backup plan. Which is scary. Please.
And the fourth. Attack.
Messed up the placement for the Garrison Spirit strat. I should be able to push him back with this. I have never seen his winning line. Heck, the majority of these guys I haven't seen the winning line for. But this should definitely be enough to take him out. Yep, that'll do it. I should make a tier list of these guys. Especially now that there's the whole star system for them. How many are there? Let's see, 4 times 2, 5, 6. So 4 times 6 is 24. Alright, Gold Rush. Actually, this might be a bit problematic. Because all the deads, all the undead skin wearing ones turn into more deads and then just all over the map. Although the ones that spawn from miners are pretty weak anyways.
Attack.
Probably shouldn't be worrying. Turn up the game volume a little. Since my voice isn't as important anymore. Yeah, suck at PC controls.
Defend.
Get a giant Spiriton, then the rest is just gonna be so
Attack.
Another gripe I have with I don't even think this is a blue stacks issue. Whenever an app is super laggy. It used to just crash the app itself, and I was forced to play here. I just wouldn't be able to really play. Really annoying. Probably. Definitely has a Kai Rider for his reinforcements, so as long as I have them sort Jesus, I'm flying. And the final barricades. Since I have minor avatar, this should go along a lot better. Hopper for leaf. I'll go with Hopper. Savage Spiriton, Ice Archers, and Lava Sword. Do I have Salvagers? No. Do I have a chest open? No. Do I have any ones Not even any spare ones. Alright. I'm probably gonna put a time lapse over this. It's gonna be a whole lot of micro. I got a little bit left in it too before I go to bed. That's gonna take about half an hour. Little slide. I feel like I should play. I have tried lately trying to play other games whenever Stickboard kind of feels like it's in a content drought. But the only one that really feels like it does any well are the Clash Royale shorts and occasional Limbus Company videos. Which I don't really mind. Because of course it's not the main topic. The main game of the channel. And you know what doesn't make sense to me is the amount of people that fall for scams on Discord. Like in the Stickboard Discord server, almost every day there's a guy that just gets his account hacked and they just links for more hacks every single channel. And I get pinged to deal with it. Like, that just sounds like
Attack! Archidons, fire!
The sport. Like following metas. In games like Stickboard 3 and Clash Royale, where you can make what I like to do is just use things that feel fun to use.
Defend.
Like the last deck I felt really fun to use was that Toxic Dead and Juggernaut deck.
Attack.
That I was using, like I think a couple months ago maybe. It felt really satisfying to use.
Defend.
Not only was it working really well, it was also just really stupid. I just like doing stupid things. I feel like they work out really... No, I feel like they work out more often than they should. And I find that as my main source of entertainment. Speaking of dumb things, are they supposed to hold their bows like that? No, they're not. Oh, that's a visual bug. I'm gonna get a Spiritomb. Probably more archers. Actually,
attack!
Archer on ring first.
Man the fort.
Did they get rid of that fort?
Attack!
Does she think use lightning storm?
Man the fort. Attack! Defend! Attack! Defend! Attack! Defend!
Our second part of that burnt out meta thing is that constantly losing does not feel good, as anyone knows. And by constantly losing, it feels like you just have to use whatever top decks there are, or of course use how broken the Kai Rider is to get any wins. And I just really hate that. Stickboard 3 doesn't have card variety compared to Clash Royale, where you can make something silly and have it still work. more things I completely we're still not able to use controls. Crown. Yeah, I do not play on PC version of Legacy very much.